So a ceiling of 8-4 for the Hogs. I like it. A floor of 4-8.
I think that's perfect. I think if we can pull off these games that are winnable, we will be in a great spot. And even winning like one or two of those games in the middle is going to bring a significant confidence boost to the staff, to the players,
To fan base,
the fan base,
recruiting, NIL
We're gonna
donors,
get to-
all
we'll
that
get to-
stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the X's and O's podcast. I am your host, Jake's Takes. I'm here with my devilishly handsome co-host, Rod Talks Ball.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Another day, another dollar. It is hot as hell in Little Rock, Arkansas. There's not much else to do besides sit in a dark room with a camera pointed at you at this point.
Feel that. Same thing in Rogers. You know, walk outside, immediately start sweating. Pretty fun. I'm used to the dry Texas heat, and so when I move back up here, it's just like every time I step out, just smacking me in the face.
It'll hit you in the jaw when you walk outside. Thank God for pre-start on a pickup truck, or I would not be able to survive. We are continuing to itch closer to football season.
But a month out.
Last episode, we focused on media days as a whole, so we were focusing on the SEC as a whole. Today, we're going to get a little bit more in-depth and in tune to the Razorback roster. Last week, we wanted to cover everything. This week, we'll kind of get into it a little bit. Man, there's a lot of turnover this year. We've got a lot of transfers, but we knew this was going to happen. What do you think? I mean, do you like the guys that we brought in?
Yeah, so I mean, it's hard. Obviously, in the new landscape of college football, everybody's bringing in transfers left and right. People don't play; they jump in the portal. I think we brought in 70 total new players on this team. So you got a new coach, you got 70 new players. I mean, he's got to establish some type of culture with these new guys. But I think it low key makes it a little bit easier though, because they're all coming from different places, different schools, all type of stuff. So, you know, bringing in 70 new guys, brand new coach, kind of an opportunity for him to be like, all right, this is how we're going to do things.
And they wouldn't have come to Arkansas if they weren't trying to buy into a new mindset.
Yeah, exactly. So
they would have gone somewhere else. I think our portal class was super underrated. I mean, bringing in a whole transfer class off a 2-10 season is hard for anybody, especially in the SEC.
Yeah.
And I think Silverfield did a solid job of bringing in some guys. I mean, we grabbed some guys in the portal that were every SEC school and every Big Ten school in the country was trying to grab. So I think because of the circumstance, Silverfield could have brought in the number one transfer portal class in the country, and people would have complained about it. But I think for what we have right now and the culture and everything, and starting to
Thank you.
pizza drop off.
Quesadilla drop off.
Quesadilla. All right. But yeah, I think Silverfield did a really good job, and we'll see how they turn out. Everybody's expecting the worst this season, but hell, we could have 3 or 4 guys that end up being all SEC players just because we don't know what they're capable of doing. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, like you kind of said, if we brought in the number one portal class, just because we've been bad in the years past, people are still going to be like, well, it's still Arkansas. So it's like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah, it's just shut it down already. It doesn't matter. This is the new roster. All the blue players are returning guys from last season. All the golds are transfers. Purple are freshmen. And when you look at this, you say, damn, that is a lot of new players, which I think a lot of teams in the country are like that as well. I think us, obviously, we had a lot of guys leave. Guys go to the transfer portal, go to the draft, all that stuff. But starting out, obviously, the KJ Jackson, AJ Hill stuff going on right now. Silverfield claims that we still don't have a quarterback yet. Do you buy that, or do you think that's just kind of smoke in the wind?
I think all offseason quarterback quote-unquote battles are just kind of blowing smoke. Silverfield already knows he's going to play, but essentially he's just doing that to boost both quarterbacks' confidence and make it look like a competition. I feel like it's pretty obvious that KJ is going to be our starter. He came in last year when Taylor got hurt. You know, what is his second year with the program? With Arkansas in general.
Redshirt sophomore, so I guess technically third.
Yeah, third year. So it's his team. It's his keys to the car. They did a little quarterback battle thing, and everyone's like, "Well, who do you guys think it's going to be?" And it's like, dude, respect to AJ Hill. I think he's a great athlete, but he needs a little bit more time to develop as a passer. I'm sure we could say the same thing about KJ, but at the same time, if we want to go with somebody who's a little bit more polished, we gotta start out with KJ.
I had a lot of dumbasses in my comment section on TikTok talking about AJ Hill. They said, "Man, did you not see when he came in against Arkansas and tore us up?" He didn't fucking come in against us that game. Like, y'all just don't know what y'all are talking about. I get it. You see a tall, athletic, black running quarterback. They're not all the same people. Like, that's just not who that was.
Yeah.
I think he was the highest rated recruit in Memphis football history. I mean, he was a higher end 4-star, pushing 5-star, dual threat quarterback. He picked Memphis over a shit ton of serious big dog football teams.
Yeah.
And he's now followed Silverfield to Arkansas. I agree. I do think it's KJ's team. And it's kind of – I know both players are young, but it's one of those things that we harped on last episode where starting with the older guy is easier to go to a younger guy halfway through the season than it is flipped.
Exactly.
So I think KJ's familiar. You know, he's still got guys like C.J. Brown, Courtney Crutchfield, Antonio Jordan, all these guys that he's got a familiarity with versus A.J. Hill, who's literally coming in just no chemistry with anybody and just having to kind of adjust to him. So I do think it will be KJ Jackson's team to start. We'll just have to see how he plays. You know, he had flashes last year where you were like, yeah, man, I see it. You can see it. He's got that twitch. He's got an active arm. It's all about decision making at the end of the day. But he seems way more like a pure passer than you think of as a runner. I hate lefty quarterbacks, but I can definitely see that he's got a super active arm. It's just going to be how he kind of gets into the Silverfield system and everything like that.
Yeah, and I feel like too, when you've got a quarterback, a first-year starter, you kind of have to drill into him. Manage the game. We don't need you to be Superman. You don't have to try to make stuff happen. He's not Taylor Green, respectfully. He's not gonna spin out of 4 defenders in the backfield and run for 40 yards, or throw a crossbody pass 60 yards down the field. But he's just got to manage the game. If he can take care of the ball, you know, take what the defense gives him. Hey, you got to run it back in the flat, throw it down. You got to cross a route 2 yards. I know it's not pretty, it's not the sexy stuff, but just throw it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's how he's going to develop as a good quarterback. If you look at all of our quarterbacks in the past, like that had a lot of success, once they started doing that, like think about like Tyler Wilson, Ryan Mallett. Yes, they could sling it, but they took what the defense gave them. They could manage the game really well with what they had, and that led to them being able to open up to like, okay, cool, here's a downfield shot. Let's let it rip. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I think our defense will be better than people think this year. So that kind of harps into it. We'll come back to that. Yeah. But I think if he can play more game manager, I think we're going to be a lot more run heavy this year than we were last year.
Yeah.
Just because of kind of the systems that we're switching over to. But yeah, I think KJ is going to have every tool around him to be successful this year. It's just going to have to be, can you connect the dots?
For sure.
Tool-wise, I'm looking at the receivers. So we're returning C.J. Brown, Ismail Cisse. Cisse was the one who, broke his leg in the end zone disgustingly last season from Stanford. We hate that. I was excited about him last year, and his season was cut super short. Antonio Jordan, a lot of people are super hyped up about him. Dude can fly, and he's all of 6'4".
Yeah, big body.
Unk, Monty Harrison is back. I'm not sure he will see the field, but when Unk is on the field, you know, it's kind of a feel-good story.
It gives me a little bit of hope, like maybe I could.
Shit, we're both 26. You're about to be 27. Maybe you need to try to slap the cleats back on. Put the pads back on, man. Why not? I think the biggest what-if in the receiving core is Chris Marshall. You know, he was a 5-star out of high school. He's bounced around from teams. He's never really put it together like how people expected him to. But you got to look at his tools and be like, yeah, he's got it.
Yeah,
It's just, can he just put it on the field and have nothing on off-field issues and everything? Can he just go get it? The dude's got every tool we need.
He again, like the off-field stuff is literally what derailed his career. I mean, he's what 6'3", 215, 220, like instant matchup problem. Great speed, great hands, but like just play football. They need to put a tracker on him. Hey, you can go to the football facility, back to your apartment or townhouse or wherever, and then back to the football facility, and that's it. Nothing else. Like, I think he'll be a standout guy for us, especially talking about his former ratings. He's one of the best receivers that we brought into the team. If he can really just lock in for a year, like lock in, no off the field problems, just focus on football only, I think he'll have a great year.
So Chris Marshall out of high school was a 98.8 24/7. He was the number 3 wide receiver in the country, top 25 player. He's 6'3", a $195, and out of high school he went to. This says he went JUCO first. I don't know if that's true or not. A&M, Ole Miss, Boise State, now at Arkansas.
Yeah.
So he's had bumps in the road, but there's plenty of super talented players that are really good in the NFL today that have had to take that route. That's just what it is for some guys. School isn't for everyone. It's a learning curve for everyone. I'm the first person to say that as a college dropout dickhead, but it's just. I would love to see Chris Marshall come in and be a difference maker because I think like I said, he's got all the tools to do it.
For sure. Yeah, and I mean it's one of those things where like you see it all the time where players get chance after chance after chance and then nobody will take a chance on them. I feel like the staff knew who he was. They know about his problems that were going on and stuff, and they were like, this guy's still a dude. Like, if we can get him to just like buy into the program.
Yeah,
and we could get some really good production out of him, and I think.
And he looked good at Boise State. I mean, you could see flashes of it this past year. Boise State was just dog shit, and their quarterback sucked.
Did he get kicked off the team?
Did he get kicked off the team?
I'm sure he got kicked off the team.
Well, the highlights I saw of Boise, he might have been there for more than 1 year.
Yeah.
Whatever. We don't care about the past. We care about today. Damn it. Offensive line this season, I think, is underrated. I think Branham and Kittler coming back is huge. I think Broussard's big at left tackle. Right tackle, we brought in Bryant Williams. But I think the offensive line's underrated. I think our tight end room can be really good. I think Jaden Platt's a stud. I'm super excited about his season this year. I thought he was good last year. And then Ty Lockwood, who came from – was he at Bama first? Did he just come from Bama, or was he at – where was he before that? He's been on Boston College.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So he started at Bama, went to Boston College. I think Ty is more of a blocking first kind of guy, probably better towards the run game. But, it all depends on the situation. Should you leak a guy out and play action, he can go make a play.
Yeah.
And then I guess the running back room. Braylon Russell's been here now for a handful of years. He's a true junior. And it's going to be, I would think, a combination of him and Sutton Smith, who's come from Memphis. I would see Sutton more as a third down back, more of your flex out, catch the ball out of the backfield kind of guy, and Braylon Russell is going to be more your downhill runner.
Yeah, I mean, if he can unhitch that big-ass trailer that he's got on him whenever he gets 20 yards down the field, he'll be great. Like, I love seeing a big, like, bruiser back that can get the extra yards when we need it, but I mean, we also need explosive plays. And I think that's where Sutton will come in with those explosive plays, being able to make guys miss, not just truck guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I'm sure the coaching staff evaluated Braylon as well and was like, hey, you look great, but we got to get a couple pounds off you, and we got to get you in better shape because we can't have you getting hawked at the 30-yard line, and then we're taking 3. Like, we got to finish those plays.
Yeah, you can't get out 15 yards and then get hawked down by a freaking outside linebacker.
What is it, on like a 4.9?
Shit, I don't know. I do know that I've seen in the offseason that they're saying he's down 20-something pounds. But, I mean, he's also down 20 pounds from probably, I think last year was sitting around 245, 250. I mean, he's a big-ass dude. I mean, he was huge in high school, and I'm sure all that weight is muscle. But it's just like still – to get that extra top-end speed, you got to ditch some of it.
Yeah,
But
hopefully we can get the Raheem Sanders treatment. You know, he was heavy at Arkansas, went to South Carolina, dropped some weight, and was going crazy. So maybe
yeah,
we'll get that same kind of effect with him from this offseason.
yeah. I mean, if he could get just a little bit more oomph in his step, I mean, he could be
Yeah,
really good.
just
I
a
mean,
little bit,
you
just a
could
little
see him run through the
bit.
tackles. I mean,
Oh,
he could have a 10+ touchdown season just off the
yeah,
goal line, just in the red zone if he's got it. So
just a little bit from the 10 because I feel like from the 5 in, we're golden. He's going to
yeah, give
score
him the ball.
last year. But if we can get him to where we're at the 30-yard line, he can make at least make one miss, and get going. We have an entirely different team.
Yeah. So the offense is returning some weapons. We're returning more than half of our offensive line. A new quarterback. We're bringing in some new running backs. We didn't even mention Jelani Watkins, who might be the fastest player in the SEC
Oh yeah,
on
he'll
our
be down
as
there
as
for
a as
sure.
a wide receiver, based off the depth chart 3. But I
Yeah.
think he can easily play his way into being a starter in the slot, just because that fucker is quick.
Oh
Um, but the defense is what I think I'm more excited about this year, and I really think because last year our defense was so fucking horrendous that it's just like something's got to change.
yeah,
We're returning only a couple guys, but the guys we brought back are big ones. Quincy Rhodes coming back, obviously, can play his way into being a first-round pick
yeah.
with
He'll
even
be
just
a
a
first
decent
rounder off
season
the
this
rip.
year.
Yeah,
Quincy's gonna have a SEC first team type of season to me. I think he's just gonna be the face of it. I think he's gonna have a hell of a season. David Oki, I think, also is due for a really, really good year. So having those two guys at DN and nose guard / D tackle or whatever, I think is huge to kind of just start it off. And then we brought in some guys. I mean, I'm looking at it. So Lakai Rowland was a big one. He's more your slot corner kind of rover from Maryland that hell picked us. Ohio State wanted him,
yeah,
and he came to Arkansas. I'm not saying that obviously means he was going to go be the number one guy at Ohio State,
yeah,
but these types of teams were recruiting him. Kamori House at North Carolina is that weird kind of. Am I getting these dudes backwards?
No, no, no.
No, Roland was at Maryland and Kamori
Yeah,
was at UNC. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I just see Nickelback right there. He's more of
yeah,
that rover that our defensive coordinator likes, having this weird kind of hybrid sub linebacker
yeah,
that I think can also be really, really good. And he was also picking us over teams like Clemson and Florida State. So
yeah.
we got the guys coming in the secondary that I think could be really good. It's just going to be, can we just mesh it all in together kind of thing and see how they perform.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that I like to see when Silverfield first came is we brought in 12 DBs. So
Yeah,
everybody
I mean, look
knows
at it.
that our
Look at the strong
DBs were,
safeties in the corners.
yeah, everybody knows that our DBs were quite literally barbecue chicken all
Yeah,
last year.
they're horrendous.
So I'm glad to see that coaching staff putting emphasis on, all right, we're going to bring in 12 different guys and let them compete. And
Yeah.
shout out to the guys that came knowing that, hey, there's going to be 11 more guys that are also trying to compete for these spots and they want to work for it.
Yeah.
That's something I love to see. And hopefully we can get some good production out of them on defense. I mean, anything will be better than seeing the back of people's names every single time we see a deep ball last year. It's
We were
just,
so bad in the secondary,
absolutely
man.
ridiculous. And I think it's good
So bad.
to be able to put the stuff from with us having 70 new players, we can literally put everything that we saw last year to the past. This is a brand new team.
Yeah, it's a brand new team.
defense. Like none of the stuff that we did last year really matters because but none of those players. So it's a good chance for coaching staff to show what they can do, for these new players to show what they can do. This is their second, third stops. You know, they want to play SEC ball. Let's show you can play SEC football. Simple as that.
I see a couple freshmen in there. You know, Tay Lockett was at Conway.
Yeah.
Was he playing safety? I don't remember if he was playing safety. He might have just been playing everything at Conway because he was that good of an athlete. I thought he was more of a receiver, but they've got him lined up at free safety, which is probably a good spot for him.
Yeah.
My boy, follower, Danny Beal, was the number one player in the state of Arkansas at nose guard D tackle, was a 4-star. he's in. And I've heard from guys like Trey Biddy and some of the Arkansas guys that he's looked fantastic through spring camp into the summer. Dude's a freaking hoss. He's like all of 6'5", 320, so he's a big boy.
Yeah.
And then the Hank Hendricks kid that we got from Fayetteville that caused the entire freak out from Casey Dick's dumbass on Twitter, bitching and moaning at Fayetteville and having to come back out and apologize for his antics because Casey Dick's a jackass. But that just ruined his season already before the season even started. That shit happened in, like, April. And that was a whole fiasco. But, yeah, I mean, we're shallow based off the depth chart on – freshmen, but I think we've got some guys that I'm sure will probably also redshirt and can be good for us. So we'll just have to see.
And especially with the rebuild, you can't really rely on our 3-star, 4-star freshmen. You got to bring in guys that can play now. Like, I'm excited to see Hunter Osborne. I think he came from Virginia. Yeah, I think he'll be a dog. I think he's 6'4", 300 on the D line.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Another guy that was, people like Alabama wanted him.
Yeah,
I mean, he was recruited like that, and he wanted to come play at Arkansas. And he will be our number 1 defensive tackle.
For sure.
But, yeah, I mean, if you've got guys that are true freshmen, unless you're a team like Alabama or Georgia or Texas or someone like that that are coming in, I mean, if you're relying on 3- and 4-star true freshmen, you're probably in a shitty spot.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
just
just
CUSA or something like that.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you're going to have some guys that come in like that, like a Caleb Downs, that are just better than everybody. But, if you're having to depend on those guys, it's a tough spot.
Oh, yeah.
How about the schedule this year? Again, the hardest schedule in the damn country based off all the rankings. It's shitty. It sucks. I guess I can be positive about the fact that we have more home games than road games, but you look at it and you're just like, here we go again.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you got to look at it from. So the SEC is going to be very top heavy this year. The top 5 teams are going to be the teams that run the SEC. They're going to run it, yada yada. Once you get, I mean, it's like that in most years, but especially this year. Once you get past those top 5, you've got a bunch of mid teams going after each other. So I think that when you look at our schedule, we've got a bunch of winnable games. We've got a bunch of winnable games every year. So it's just gonna be if we can pull it off finally. Like if we can finish, if we can stop losing these fucking 1-score games and finish against
the games
these
when we
teams
have
that are on
3
the same
turnovers in the
caliber as
fourth
us.
quarter to lose when it's a 3-point game going into the fourth and bullshit like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like don't get me wrong, it is a tough schedule, but a lot.
So let's go down the
of these
list.
games are
North Alabama should be a win. We should blow North Alabama out. If we don't blow North Alabama out, I'm going to raise the red flag and cause havoc over that. Our first real game is probably Utah. At Utah, it's like a 9 p.m. game. Utah's atmosphere is bonkers. Even when they're not good, they've got a crazy-ass atmosphere. They're bringing back Dampier, their quarterback. But new coach, entire offensive line redone. I feel like if there's a time to do it, you sneak them now. I mean, it's going to be a road game. It'll be kind of Silverfield's first, all right, let's see what the hell you got kind of thing. Can we go to Utah and beat Utah?
Yeah. That's a giant confidence booster. I mean, like you said, they've got a brand new coach. They're returning 50 or 55% of their team. Brand new entire staff. And so I think the biggest thing here is early in the season, a lot of teams are trying to establish an identity. Is this going to be their second game?
Probably. Yeah, they probably got week 1 game and then us.
Yeah, so our second game, their second game. Neither one of us have an identity. Can we win those little plays? Like if we can, beat them here, beat them there, I think we actually have a chance. I think we're 9-point underdogs right now before the season even starts.
I think it's insane. Like 12. I think it's 13 and a half or something like that.
Yeah, no, which is insane. The
Yeah,
season
I would
hasn't
think
even
that
started
their
yet, but
identity is going to be a lot like ours. I think they're going to be running the damn football. They're going to be quarterback
yeah,
running it, which I'm not sure we'll be running the
yeah,
quarterback as much, but just running the football, controlling the line of scrimmage, and then leaning on the defense because Utah always has a good defense.
for sure.
After
Yeah,
that, I mean, so let's say theoretically we start the season 2-0. Everything goes perfect. We start the season 2-0. We got Georgia as our SEC home opener. I think they'll beat the
yep.
fucking shit out of us. I think they'll flood us.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be
I
reminiscent
think
of
it'll
that.
look like Notre Dame. I think it'll look
What
like
was that?
Notre Dame last year.
2020. I think it's going to look like that 2020 game when they came to Fayetteville, and I think we scored a touchdown first, and we were like, "Uh-oh,
Oh boy.
this could be the game." Proceeded to score 3 more points the entire game, and I don't think we crossed
Yeah.
the 50-yard line in the second half. So it's really hard to match up with really good teams when you don't
Yeah,
have the
I
talent
think
to
you
match
can
up
play.
with them. And obviously, you want to be optimistic, and you want to be like, oh, we can play with anybody. But if you're looking at it, you've got guys that are bigger, faster, stronger, better coached, more experienced. I mean, it's not really much that we can do. We can go out there, we can give our all. They put their pants on the same way that we put ours on.
I've heard
Coach,
that
these are
before, and
5 stars.
we've gone out there and gotten our ass beat. So
Yeah, coach,
I
these
think
guys are getting paid millions of dollars. Our highest
I think
paid
Georgia
player
is going to win the SEC this year,
$600,000.
and I don't think we're going to have any part of causing that to misfire. If we cover the spread, I'll be happy about it.
Yeah,
And I'm not even trying to hate. It's just Georgia, and it's early in the season. We'll be 2
yeah.
games in, so whatever.
I think that's fair. I think giving that game as an automatic loss is pretty fair. You know, if we win, or
If we
do
compete,
anything
if we
better, then that's
if
great.
it is
It's a learning experience.
if it's a 2-score game, if we lose by 2 scores, I'm okay with it. If we can show that we go out there and we don't get kicked in the mouth and we play, and in the fourth quarter, we're trying to go score down 14, cool. If we lose by 17 points, I'll live with it. I just don't want Georgia to come to Fayetteville and score like 62 points, and it's 62 to 17, and then you're like, oh, God, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
But we'll see. Week 4, we got Tulsa at home. So okay, let's say so far we're 2-1. I'm still gonna just give us the Utah win because
yep.
this is how Jake thinks. Tulsa comes into town.
We'll
Tulsa
take that.
knows that they're the underdog in the game. I think it's going to be a way harder game than we expect, but I think we could beat Tulsa. I don't know much about their roster. So we
Yeah.
beat
They're
They always have
scrappy.
a solid football team. They've got a good football program, and they recruit the shit out of
Yeah.
Oklahoma, and they'll be decent. But let's say we beat them, so we're at 3-1 now. If we're 3-1, everyone that bet the Hogs under 4.5 wins is quaking in their boots. I mean, they're about to shit their pants already. They're pissed. But if they bet the under,
Yeah.
as a Razorback fan, you're a fucking loser. So remember that. We go to A&M.
Agreed.
We can't beat A&M ever, and it drives me nuts. We've had so many opportunities to beat A&M in Jerry's world. Every time when you were living in Dallas, it was, we're coming for the A&M weekend. And we'd watch us have these super competitive games with the KJ Jackson and all yada, 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 and then, boom, we somehow blow it. So, at Kyle Field,
Yeah.
I don't think we can beat them there this year. I think A&M's going to be
Yeah.
good. I think their defense is going to be ignorant. Their offense is great with Marcel Reed, even though I'm not a Marcel Reed truther, but it's going to be really hard to beat them at Kyle Field.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, at AT&T Stadium, it was a different atmosphere, neutral site. We competed every single year. Last year, we saw what happens when we get away from a neutral site, even though we were at home. And it's just hard to again, just like Georgia. If we got mismatches all across the field, it's really hard to compete. I will say, if we're gonna compete with A&M, we gotta find a way to make Marcel Reed throw
I agree.
downfield passes. When I say throw the ball, I don't mean RPOs.
You
I
make him
don't
get in the
mean
pocket.
short, quick game. Make him stay in the pocket. Make him make a decision. That's the best chance we have to even to be close in this game. I don't think it'll be a blowout though. I don't think we're gonna go into Kyle Field and just get ran off the field. I know it's a crazy atmosphere, but we saw what Miami did. And I mean, it is Miami, but we saw them put up 3 points in a playoff game last year at the crazy
Yeah.
Kyle Field. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's fine.
no,
Y'all are
they're
just
definitely
loud.
loud.
Y'all are loud and kissing
Yeah.
each other. So
If y'all didn't
congrats.
hear, Texas A&M inked a logo patch deal with Grinder. It's going super viral on Twitter right now and TikTok. If you hadn't seen that, it's a guy. I think it was at Jake's
Congrats,
Takes or Jake at Jake Killed This posted it on Twitter, but he was talking about it. So they got like $20 million for it. So yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
Congrats. That really
BL
matches the
roll,
brand, so
roll
good job
call,
for them.
whatever bullshit. All right, so loss at Texas A&M puts us 3-2. We got Tennessee at home. Now, the last time I went to a game where we played Tennessee at home, I was on the field twerking. After we beat them, they were number 4 in the country. Oh my God, I
was
think we've
electric.
got Tennessee's number. You know, I thought last year we could have beat Tennessee at Tennessee, but our defense was just butt booty ass. So Tennessee comes to Fayetteville, you know, new quarterback. They're going to have a ton of weapons. But let's say we beat Tennessee at home. I'll give it to Arkansas. Let's say we somehow pull one out of the hat. We beat Tennessee at home. Am I crazy for thinking that?
No. So obviously we don't want to. We new age SEC. We can't always compare last year's teams to this year's team. But last year Tennessee ranked, I think, in the bottom half of the SEC defensively. They were like 70th in the nation. Defense was just fucking Swiss cheese.
It was a
left and right.
shootout.
So I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that their defense is going to come in and be significantly better than they were last year. They might be a little bit better, but you pair that with having a true freshman quarterback, no experience in the SEC. He's a 5-star. Cool, whatever. Heupel's a quarterback guy. Cool, whatever. But again, I feel like if we make them uncomfortable by this game, we should have established our identity. Make them really uncomfortable. Make that quarterback uncomfortable. Make him make some decisions. Again, like you said, we've got their number. I think they come into Fayetteville thinking that they're gonna, do whatever they're gonna do, and I think that's a
Yeah.
highly winnable game. As a matter of fact, I don't think it's a winnable game. I think
There we
will
go.
win
Fuck
that
yeah.
game.
Regardless of what happens through the first 5, I mean, I think we could really be 2-3. That game will be packed just because I think everybody just knows how much we just can't stand Tennessee and Heupel's a shithead. So I think the stadium will be rocking atmosphere. I would love for it to be an afternoon or a night game. We'll see if that happens. We got to win some games for that to happen. But yeah, I mean, I think we very easily could be playing Tennessee at 6 p.m. on a Saturday night in Fayetteville and have all the tools to make up and rerun what it was 2 years ago and knock off Tennessee.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, the true freshman quarterback, get in his head, make him make some decisions, make him shit his pants, send blitzes at him all night long, and just make him rethink if he wants to play SEC football. I think that's what we got to do, and speed up his little slow ass mind.
Yeah,
Like,
Heupel is good
he's already-
with quarterbacks, but we'll have to see. At Vanderbilt. Now, the more I'm kind of looking at the fact that I'm claiming we're going to be 4-2 going to Vanderbilt, I'm thinking about it. But I still think we can go to Vanderbilt and win. One, because I'll be at the game. So we automatically get a chemistry
Good luck,
boost
Tom.
when Jake's Takes shows up to Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
But Vanderbilt, I think, is going to have a drop-off this year just because they lost a lot of guys. They lost Pavia. They lost Stowers. They'll still have a solid defense, and I'm a Clark Lee guy, and I think anybody he brings in is going to be successful. But I think we can go to Nashville and beat Vanderbilt. We'll have to
agree with
see.
that as well.
It's just going to have to see how our team's clicking. I mean, it's halfway through the season. How will we look, kind of thing.
Again, another true freshman quarterback. I think Jared Curtis will probably be their starter. Make him make a decision. It's that simple. I say it's that simple on paper, but obviously, as we've seen with our defenses in the past, it isn't that fucking simple. But again, another winnable game. I get it's a road game. I get Vandy's, they're rebuilt from the Vandy that we know from 5-10 years ago. But at the same time, just like I said earlier about how all of these SEC teams after the top five are mid,
Yep.
can we win a mid off? That's it. Like if we can win a mid off,
Dude, if we could have won
then,
mid-offs for the last,
we pull
3 seasons, we would have consistently been in a bowl game. Like, if
Yeah.
we could have won mid-offs last year, we would have won 5 games. It's just, can you go win the one-score game where it just seems like we're cursed right now? But
Yeah.
I think we can beat Vanderbilt.
That's why we brought Silverfield in. He's gonna take that curse off of us,
Yeah.
and we're gonna start winning these one-score games, and
All right,
it'll
so
make a huge difference.
let's say in a perfect world, we're 5-2 going to Missouri. We've got an off week between that game, so you go bye week. You play Missouri at home on Halloween. That's juicy, man. This is the first year we haven't played them last game of the season. Austin Simmons. I just am so anti-Austin Simmons that it's hard for me to think that he can be good. But we'll have to see. I think we can beat Missouri. I think we can, but I don't think we will. Just because I feel like we're cursed against Missouri.
Yeah. I feel like Missouri's like our Texas A&M in a sense of like we play them close. We have these like last minute 1-score, 2-score games, and we just shit the bed at the very end. It's gonna be tough. It'll be hard for sure because historically speaking, by the time we hit week 8 in Arkansas football, quarterback's hurt. We've lost every single game. We've lost 6 games in a row. All the energy is gone from the team, and it's just we're trying to get to the off season by now. So, I want that thing from Men in Black where he just
Erases it
and just erases the stuff that we went through before. But when it happens, literally every single year, it's really hard because when KJ was quarterback, boom, week 8, week 9, he's hurt. Taylon's running on one leg, trying to get away from people. Week 8, week 9. Like, how can we stay healthy enough to be able to compete deep in the season? And having non-SEC games doesn't help either. Like, people are going to be dinged up, hurt.
So I got to have depth because you're going to lose guys. It's inevitable. It's just who do you lose?
Yeah, well, I think that the coaching staff did a good job, like we talked about with the roster earlier, bringing in a lot of people so that, all right, cool, we're deep in the season. Our redshirt junior D lineman got hurt. We've got another true junior right behind him, or a redshirt sophomore that can come in and has a little bit of experience. We're not just relying on freshmen.
All right, so let's switch it up. Let's say that we win one of Missouri and Tennessee. So let's say we're 5-3. I don't know if we beat Missouri or if we beat Tennessee. We'll say we're 5-3 going to Auburn. It's hard to win at Auburn. It's hard to win at Auburn in November. I think Ghoulish wanted to be at Arkansas, and he's not because of Trey Schapp. If you ever see this podcast, you can go fuck yourself.
Is that the one that leaked?
And I'm very content and happy with Silverfield, but Trey Schapp, you can go fuck yourself, you dork. But yeah, at Auburn, they also have the turnover like Arkansas. They've got an entirely new roster. He brought a ton of guys from South Florida. Byron Brown could be a Heisman dark horse by now, or he could be horrendous and gets benched. Like, I just don't know. He's so up in the air to me. I think it's hard to win at Auburn, though. I don't see us going to Auburn and winning that football game.
I do. I'm going to be honest, and I'm not being biased or anything, but I think Auburn's going to be a Miami BBL this season. Golish is a good coach, I will say. But if you take his style of play, bring it to the SEC, I don't know if it's sustainable. I think Byron Brown had a lot of success when he was at USF because they were playing a bunch of UPS workers. Bring him to the SEC. He can't. He can throw. He can throw an okay deep ball. He had 3K
and 1,000 rushing,
yards,
I think.
3K passing, 1,000 rushing yards. But when you're going against a bunch of 2 stars and 3 stars, you can run fucking all day you want. I think by this time, well, everybody's gonna have film on him. Like all that QB running shit's gonna be in the drain. I think we'll go in and I feel like we compete
We
with
do.
Auburn always.
But it's also because for the past 5 years, both of us have fucking sucked. Both teams have been ass.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So I think we win this ass off this year. I think this is our time to win. It's a great spot. All of these brand new coaches.
Silverfield does have the history against Schoolish. You know, he does have that. He does have that to his belt.
I think we pull it off. I think we go into Auburn, we make a statement win, whether it's 14 to 10,
something
14,
like that.
18.
Yeah. All right. So that makes us what? We beat Auburn. That makes us 6-3. Are we 6-3? So we beat Auburn. That secures that we're going bowling this year. Holy shit, that's insane.
We are.
South Carolina comes to Fayetteville, and I have 100% guaranteed notes that Beamer will not be South Carolina's coach when they come to Fayetteville because his dumbass will be fired, and Kendall Briles will be their coach. And I think Kendall Briles will come to Fayetteville, and Sellers might be benched by then. I don't know, but I think we could beat South Carolina at home. I think that's one of those SEC game toss-ups that we can beat them at home.
I agree. I think we talked about winnable games earlier. I feel like this game is a must-win game. You're going against a team that had an off year last year. They're also in the bottom of I think, what is it? We're projected 16th or 15th or something 14th. Like that. Like, yeah, something like that. I mean, again, we match up well with them on paper. So it's about putting it together. This is a game that we should win.
Beamer cannot win close games. He is worse than Pittman was. I mean, that man last year had like 6 one-score games going into the fourth, lost all 6 of them. Like, he is a choke artist.
Yeah.
And I think if something happens through the schedule, through South Carolina's schedule, where by week 7 they say, this isn't going to work out anymore, and they move on, they got an interim coach, and it's Kendall Briles, I think when that happens, the team quits. I think it kind of just shuts the whole season down. No one really gives a damn anymore. So.
Yeah, and I think going against Kendall Briles would be tougher than playing Beamer. I mean, we know exactly what Kendall Briles is going to do with Sellers at quarterback. 3rd and 15, quarterback run up the middle.
Yeah. Beamer is just not a good coach. He's a perfect fit to be at University of Texas San Antonio. That's just such his ceiling to me. He's a great recruiter, the family lineage, yada, 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 but I just don't see it. And South Carolina fans are just cool with it right now, but I think this is the last year that they're cool with it because they've got a really good team, and I think they're going to underperform again, and they're just going to be like, all right, let's turn the page. So we beat South Carolina. We're 7-3. We got 2 back-to-back hell games at Texas. I think we go to Texas. We give it our best in the first half, and they thump us. I don't see it. I think if it was in Fayetteville, maybe we'd have a little bit of a home. I mean, we'd have the home field advantage. We'd have a little bit more just kind of oomph. But I think you go to Texas, they'll be packing it out because they want to kick the Hogs' ass. And I think we just probably get smacked.
Yeah, they put up, 52 on us last year?
Hideous.
It was, 52?
So ugly.
7 or something like that.
But we did score on them. I mean, our offense looked good, but our defense was horrendous.
Yeah, I think this year they'll probably run up the score. I don't think it'll be close. If we get blown out in any game this year, I give it.
Yeah, that's kind of my mindset too.
In the 2 games we get blown out. Yeah, especially with the firepower that Texas is bringing, the kind of pressure on Sark. I feel like he knows that this game is something that he can't drop. Old school rivalry.
Yeah, I mean,
I
think Texas has, and I think Texas could very well be undefeated at this game. Like at home, numbered top 1 or 2 or 3 team in the country, and it's just like, I don't know, who do they play last game of the season? Do we know? Do they always play Yeah, they play A&M last game of the season. So maybe they kind of look over us and say, it's Arkansas, whatever. And we end up playing them closer than we should. But, yeah, I feel like when you think of rivalries for Texas, it's Oklahoma, it's A&M, it's Arkansas, just because of the Southwest Conference kind of back history to it. Yeah. So I think Texas probably decleats us. You know, it happens. If we're 7-3 going to Texas, it happens. We're 7-4, and we've got LSU in Fayetteville. Let's say we're 7-4. Let's say LSU's 9-2. I think that'd be one of the bigger games that's happened in Fayetteville in the last 10 years. Because of Kiffin, because of the juice. I think we beat LSU at home last game of the season. I think they come to Fayetteville for the boot. I think we win the boot back and go 8-4 this season.
Wow.
Sam Leavitt's a fraud, dude. The dude's a shitter. He was never good at Arizona State. Kiffin didn't get who he wanted, and he had to go get the backwash Leavitt. I think Kiffin's going to be really good. I think he'll probably end up winning a national championship in the next 5 years at LSU. But this season, I just feel like there's so many bits and pieces, and I just don't think Sam Leavitt's the guy to win it for them. So for some reason, I could see LSU coming to Fayetteville being like that Tennessee game 2 years ago. Like they're a top 5 team. Yeah. They come into Fayetteville. They think they're going to dog us. It's a low-scoring game, and we just sneak one kind of thing. Something like that. I don't know. That's just me being optimistic.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the only way that happens is if the season goes the way that we're thinking it's going to go. If it's like any other year, it's not. Like we already know. We'll get to the last year. But the thing about rivalry games is you can never write them off. Like, you can't just write it off like, oh, well, we're bad, so we're not going to play well in the rivalry game. We've seen it so many times where shitty teams will go into the rivalry game and just compete.
That's why every single game Georgia plays Georgia Tech at the end of the season. You got a Hayes King who goes crazy and he goes to 6 overtimes. Like it's just, Miami plays a Florida State and Florida State's won 3 games, but those guys just play with their hair on fire. So it's just kind of that kind of vibe. And because of the boot, I think we sneak them. Now you're right. If we're 3-8 going into that game, we'll get beat. But if we're bowl eligible somehow, if we've won 6 games and we're playing LSU, toss up. I'll take us in that game.
And we should have won last year. So I mean that's a different story for them. We lost by 1 point. We should have won that game.
I was in New Orleans for that game.
Yeah, I'm not very high on LSU this year. I think there's a lot of hype with the coaching change. I think everyone thinks that they're going to be a lot better than they are, but I'm not very high on them. I think they'll either win 7 or 8 games, be chilling in the middle of SEC. But if you look at them from a roster standpoint, like they're talented, sure, but at the same time, think about what Kiffin has always done with talented teams at Ole Miss.
What were my notes from last week? What did we say that? Was it LSU or was it somebody else? Hold on, sorry, I'm looking back. Yeah, so my last week notes said that guys on SEC Network were saying that they think LSU spent $50+ million on their roster this year. And you got to look back at that and be like, holy shit. That's the most expensive roster in the country. Yeah. And they instantly, let's say, I could very easily see them finishing 4th or 5th in the SEC. And the problem with LSU fans is if they finish 4th in the SEC, Kiffin's ass will be like, all right, if you don't go win a national championship this year, you're on the hot seat. Like, those fans are like Bama fans. They just are going to get on your ass if you don't win a national championship every year. So,
yeah. I mean, especially because they're going to start out 0-1. They got Clemson and that kickoff game.
I don't know about all that one, boss. Talk about needing to get fired. Dabo Swinney needs to get his ass kicked out of Clemson.
Dabo's got something to prove. They're going to start out 0-1 and then just have the typical LSU season, 7 to 9 wins, and
Is it at
you know
is it at Clemson
that
or
is
is
what
it
it
at
is.
LSU? It's at LSU. Yeah, there's no way Clemson goes to LSU and beats them week 1. Dabo is such a shitter. He might be the hottest of hot seats in the country, but their alumni just won't fire him because he's just a good old Christian boy. They just can't fire old Dabo. He's too good to us. Yeah, no, there's no chance. So,
We'll
do we
see
set the
about that.
line at 8-4, or do we say ceiling is 8-4 for the Hogs football season? Okay,
Ceiling's
we'll say
8.
ceiling's 8-4. We'll go floor of 4-8. How about that?
4. I think 4-8. And again, 4-8's better
Yeah.
than.
Hey, should we
2-10.
win 4 games this year? That means we win. Let's say we sneak Utah. I mean, fuck, we win an SEC game. So, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll go
Yeah.
ceiling 8-4, floor of 4-8. I like it. I'll take it. That means all those dickhead bettors that bet
And again-
under 4.5 wins this year are going to be sweating their boots.
Yeah. And it's all, again, we talked about it in the last pod. It's all about tapering your expectations. Winning, I get it. It sounds ridiculous that we're talking about like winning 4 games being a better season, but it's simple math. If we win 2 more games than we won last year and win an SEC game, like we're making steps in the right
And all that does is
direction. Shareholders
more
will be
money,
a little bit happier.
more a full off season of recruiting, and they can just kind of sell that as, hey, you see, we've now just if we win 4 games, it's you've 100%ed your wins from the season before, so you're moving up. And I think Silverfield's going to be able
Yeah.
to get people to give us money. I think he's a good campaigner. I think he's a good fundraiser guy. I think he can.
Yeah, he's selling enough dreams to these different teams. I think he was the other day talking about Walmart. Like if we had Walmart's money, then we'd be.
He said if we had
Competing
Walmart's
a lot
money, we'd
more.
win a national championship every year, basically. But getting Walmart's money is not as easy as just saying you get Walmart's money. You'll have
Yeah,
people in different
exactly.
countries being like, wait a second, why are you giving money to Arkansas? That doesn't work for us. That's not a shareholder value. It's going to have to be like you've got a billionaire that's a part of Walmart that says, okay, I'll go donate the money. You can't just get it from Walmart necessarily, but whatever. All right, so a ceiling of 8-4 for the Hogs. I like it. A floor of 4-8.
I think that's perfect. I think if we can pull off these games that are winnable, we will be in a great spot. And even winning like 1 or 2 of those games in the middle is going to bring a significant confidence boost to the staff, to the players,
To
to
fan base,
the fan base,
recruiting,
everybody.
NIL
We're gonna get to-
donors, all
we'll
that
get-
stuff.
Yeah. Everybody. We're going to get to the Missouri game, the South Carolina game with those extra wins, and we'll see the difference in energy and the amount of fans that are at the games, the dialogue that's going around about the team. Like, we can actually watch a game not on SEC
We might end up
Network,
getting a
and
game
it'll
that's in
be-
the afternoon instead of at 11 o'clock in the morning. Holy shit. Half these games I don't wake up until
11:15
I don't wake up until
SEC
halftime
Network
for half these
football.
games, dude. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We've covered the roster. We've covered the schedule. Let's pivot real quick. We can watch Razorback basketball tomorrow night. I guess when this episode comes out, it will be tonight. The Razorbacks are playing in the Bahamas. They're playing the Bahamar Hoops at the Bahamar Resort. So this is a hard pivot. But tomorrow night we get to see our first kind of glimpse at the Razorback basketball team, which, of course, everybody is already like, oh, I just care about basketball season because they say we're a basketball school. Cool, whatever. This is going to be fun to watch. You got to watch it on Flow Sports, so I got to pay $30 to watch 4 exhibition games, whatever. I'm going to pay for it, of course, because I'm an idiot. But got to be excited about basketball this year. I mean, our roster's loaded.
Oh yeah, we're. I feel like this is Cal's kind of diamond team. I know last year we had a lot of good players. We had our beloved superstar Acuff carrying the team left and right. But I think this year will be different because we can spread that around. We've got 5 stars left and right. When Mika gets eligible, he'll be a demon for us. We've got a couple big men. I think Bowser's going to be good. I don't know. I got a good feeling that we'll be able to. We competed well last year, but our one thing that we lacked was big men. We couldn't rebound the ball. We couldn't compete against anybody that had anybody above 6'10". Like, it'll be exciting to watch. And obviously, you have to take these games with a grain of salt. It's summertime playing the Bahama national team, but at the same time, it kind of gives us a sneak peek.
So there is a big asterisk on this because Mika is still ruled ineligible right now. No one's worried about that because if it was October, he would be eligible because they don't expect players to play until the fall kind of thing. It's slowed down by the NCAA, so he doesn't have his eligibility yet. He's been practicing with the team, but he will not be playing. He's there with the team, but he won't be playing with them. But, yeah, I mean, I'm so excited to see Abdu and J.J. Andrews and Jordan Smith and all these cats that we've seen through practice this summer. They've done such a great job covering the summer practice and stuff. You're watching highlights and you're like, damn, those dudes can fly. I mean, we're so athletic. Billy's back. You know, 2 months ago we had Bowser. That was it on the big man side. And I was like, we're not going to get any big men because Cal doesn't really like paying guys $9 million a year in the portal. And I get that.
Right.
We got Bowser. Mika's technically probably considered another big. You know, Maker is saying that everybody's saying his defense looks good, and then we got the Paul, I can't pronounce his last name. Yeah, that was class 2027 that reclassed to play this year with us. So I think we do have a lot of guys. Now, if you look at the roster, you're like, damn, Jordan Smith looks short when you see a team photo, but you're like, really? It's just because we got like 4 or 5 7-footers on the team. So it's.
Yeah, exactly.
And don't get me wrong, none of them have a ton of girth, but it's just like we've got a lot of really long dudes, but it's just I think we'll have the big men that you can throw, even if a guy's not a player. It's just like you look back at that Alabama situation last year in that game. We got down to Elmer Fudd or whatever the dude's name was that played for us, and we just got stuck. And now I think we've got legitimate guys that can, even if they got to get you fouls and rebounds, they can do that. So I think it'll be fun to watch.
Oh, really?
We'll just have.
I just saw a clip of Cal, like they're doing a 2-on-1 drill, and he's telling the guards if he comes late, throw it off the backboard. Like we got the luxury. We've got so many athletes right now that
just put it up there. Somebody's gonna go get it.
We got. And the good thing too is we got what's the guy from Georgia?
Yeah, we didn't even mention him.
Wilkerson.
I mean, he was at Georgia. He was their leading scorer last year. Averaged 19 points, shooting a 40% clip from the three, and he's just. I feel like he's flying under the radar. Like he was playing at a Georgia team where people were having to key on him, and he's just going to be another dude that's going to go be able to score for you. Davion Thompson, the kid that reclassed also, they're saying he can't miss from the three-point line. So I think we're going to have some shooters too. I think everybody's kind of wondering, who's going to shoot? But I think we'll have some. I mean, you throw a guy in the corner and let him spot up. I think Wilkerson's going to be a big piece of the puzzle, though. We'll just have to see how he kind of fits in with the rotation for everything. But as a guy that's played in the SEC for multiple years now, can score at that level, he's going to have to play. He's too talented not to. So
he didn't come to Arkansas to sit on the bench, especially after 19 in the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, if I think about it just off the top of my head, I think you can go. We'll say Jordan Smith starting point guard. We say Wilkerson 2. We say Billy 3. Mika 4, Bowser 5. And then off the bench, you go J.J. Andrews, Abdu. and then you can instantly throw in the new kid that reclassed up the big man, Paul. You can throw in I'm forgetting somebody else. There's another. We're forgetting somebody. I forget, but I mean, I think we can legitimately be 10 deep, and that just is such a sigh of relief because last year it was just like, oh, we're at our 7th man. There's nothing else we can do. If he fouls out, we're fucked. Like it's just there's nothing else we can do. So, but yeah, Baja Mar hoops this weekend will be fun. Flow Sports, you can go subscribe to it for a month and pay $30 of your hard-earned money to stream it. Apparently, the Razorbacks are going to Twitch stream this weekend. They're just going to kind of like when they're not playing, they're going to be live streaming it. So maybe I can try to get a feature on there. Maybe we see Amir play. You know, maybe Amir gets in there and catches a lob from on an 8-foot goal or something like that. But I think Amir dunking a basketball would be the equivalent of me dunking a basketball, and I'm a fat 26-year-old. So that's it for episode 2. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I am Jake's Takes with the X's and O's podcast. Thank you to my co-host, Rod Talks Ball. Like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys. Go Hogs. Good luck in the Bahamas this weekend, boys.